What's up, everybody? Soren Baker,
Amir, Rahimi.
and today on The Great Debaters, we're about to get into some Tribe Called Quest, man. A little 1-2 punch from the Tribe. Check us out, y'all. Alright, Amir, so today on The Great Debaters, we're going to do something a little different. Look at a song and its remix and pick out which one that we think is better and why. And for that, we've gone with Scenario, man. Tribe Called Quest, the original version came out on Low End Theory, the second album. It ends the album. It's a phenomenal song and just an amazing collaboration. This is also around the time that we started seeing this explosion of people collaborating with other artists on their songs. This was in the early stages of that. It had been done before, but it really started gaining steam, I think, in part because of the Native Tongues and what they did with Buddy, doing our own thing with the Jungle Brothers, and then Scenario. So, Amir, Scenario, man. Like, what were your first thoughts, reaction, feedback to that song?
Wow, dude. This song is... I think I'd actually heard this before. I bought Low End Theory in the early stages of YouTube back then. Or maybe it was LimeWire. One of the two. And I was blown away. I promptly purchased the album shortly thereafter on Amazon.com. I'll never forget. And I was just blown away by Tribe, Fife, Tip, leaders of the new school, and mainly in particular Busta Rhymes, as I'm sure most people remember his verse the most. And that's really that. Scenario was really what got me into Tribe, that song, primarily.
Interesting. Now, I thought the song was amazing. I had some others. I always liked Busta Rhymes' verse, but I actually had 3 other people on this song that I thought were phenomenal. Fife, Charlie Brown, and D.O.C.
Of course.
Those 3, Q-Tip and Busta Rhymes I thought were cool, and they were not whatever, but to me, Fife, Charlie Brown, D.O.C. Those 3, I was just like, wow, these dudes are... Yeah, over Busta Rhymes.
Oh my god.
Over Busta Rhymes.
Oh my lord.
Maybe we'll have to do a Scenario best verse
I wish I didn't hear that.
down the line. But
Okay.
I just thought that this song was so amazing, and Leaders of the New School, I thought was going to be an amazing group that was going to be around for a long time, because I really thought Busta Rhymes and Charlie Brown in particular had, such a good presence, such great delivery and style, and D.O.C. being third of the 3, but I really liked him too. So I just thought this song was amazing, and it was one of those great things where you could tell the camaraderie they had, you could tell the interplay, the forcefulness of it, but yet the playfulness. I just thought it was amazing, man.
Yeah.
It was so good.
No, and it's one thing that I thought, this is something that I really liked, and maybe it's because I'm from California, but I especially loved how, I'm pretty sure it was Charlie Brown who shouted out Compton in his verse, where he's talking about, North Kakalaka to Compton.
Check it out.
I thought that was amazing, and at this time, I hadn't really heard other people mention Compton if they weren't from California.
Okay.
So I really liked that a lot. But I liked every verse on the song, of course.
You should.
As I should. It's amazing posse cut. And I love the kind of the back and forth between Q-Tip and Busta before it goes into Busta's longer verse.
Right.
Which I thought was just like incredible, and we hear it sampled. I've heard it sampled quite a few times. Most notably on Redman's song, was it Can't Wait? Where he goes, I go rah rah like I have cerebral palsy, and then Nicki Minaj does it more recently too. So that verse to me is just so iconic.
Okay. And that's the original, and this was also, Tribe had done it in different ways with Can I Kick It? They changed the beat in the video version, for instance. And so Tribe had gotten into this thing of doing some different versions of songs. They also had the Benita Applebum remix, which is totally different lyrics and a different beat. So by the time we get to the Scenario remix, not only did they change the beat and everyone's verse, but they added Hood. And Hood kicks off the song, and I thought did an amazing job. But this also kind of signaled this new direction of Tribe, where they were going to be, which started on Low End Theory, with People's Instinctive Travels in the Paths of Rhythm. There's no profanity, and they're not tough or trying to be hardcore or gangster or whatever. Yeah. Whereas Low End Theory, we get the profanity, we get the N-word, we get things being beeped out, all this stuff, and then the Scenario remix takes it to a whole other level with Hood being on there, and the profanity and the gangsterism that comes through was a really surprising thing for me to hear, because I wasn't just expecting or used to that from Tribe and even its affiliates really. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was very powerful and very awesome. What do you think of Hood?
You know, I'm very happy you mentioned that, because that's literally what I was going to mention.
Okay.
He's the only one on the song who uses the F word, who uses even bastard. And maybe it was another word too. And I was just like, dang, to kick off the song like this, I was like, some remix we have here. I was like, is everyone gonna come with this sort of intensity? And nah, man, Hood. I also was, even before Hood, when Busta Rhymes comes in, he says that there's 7 of us on the song, 1 in spirit, and I thought that was just such an awesome way to start the song.
Right.
Hood just really kicked it off with some ferociousness, man, and I thought it was great. And it's a shame that he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
But to Phife, man, then Phife comes in freaking killing it, as he always does.
Yeah. I thought that was one of those things where I remember people getting so excited on Low End Theory that Phife had a more prominent role and then did such a great job in this expanded role. And I think Scenario Remix only is a testament to that role being deserved, and showing that not only was he great on Low End Theory, but he was about to continue that, as we saw later with Midnight Marauders. But I thought Phife, man, he everybody I think was a little harder. I think because of the beat, and maybe because or not because, directly and indirectly because of Hood. But I really thought that ferocity and veracity of everyone stepped it up, and they all seemed a little darker and edgier on the remix.
No, I definitely agree with that, man.
And then Charlie Brown, I thought, came through again with another verse, also with some geographic references.
He did. He did.
Which I thought was great, and I thought was a nice, some nice continuity from the original to the remix. Dinko D again, I think, slaughtered it. And I liked, Busta Rhymes had his reference to the Dungeon Dragon thing again, and I like Q-Tip again and stuff. But overall, the main thing I noticed was it just seemed a lot harder, edgier, and angry than the first one. Seemed like more like friends trying to, one up them each other in a cipher type of thing.
And that's very true. And on this one too, we also had the other member of Leaders in the New School, Cut Monitor.
Milo. Yep.
So that was also interesting. So in this one we had 2 additions, whereas the Scenario just had the 5, I believe. So I thought that was interesting. This was a little longer. And this beat too was also great, just like the original Scenario beat was great. Yeah. So, I mean, Busta Rhymes, and on this one too, Busta Rhymes' flow was I feel like in the other one it was a little bit more random, a little more freestyle-y. He says one word and it's very loud, and the other ones, this one is a little more, I guess, it keeps going more the same wavelength kind of, and his flow is just so excellent, man. Busta Rhymes the feature freaking killer.
Yeah.
And he just is excellent, bro. Like,
so
does Busta Rhymes have your favorite verse on this one? Or
no.
No? Okay.
So for you, Amir, now that we've kind of looked at each version of Scenario, which one do you think is better and why?
I'm going with the original Scenario.
Okay.
I love that beat. I love it's also the original, which is funny because in the songs, in the new song, the Scenario remix, they only mention Scenario a couple times, which I thought it's like kind of basically a different song even, like completely. I also, one thing that I really like about Scenario the original is the fact that I've never really heard a beat like that again, whereas on the Scenario remix I'd heard, was it LL Cool J the year prior? I had heard it before, and LL Cool J does Rex instrumentals. So it was like, I also think that just me being able to listen to the original scenario and not be able to pinpoint to anything else also kind of gives it a slight edge, but really the main deciding factor for me was just that first Busta Rhymes appearance, man. I just freaking, when I heard that, man, I was just like, dude.
Okay.
It was something special. But I'm going with the first one, and the second one is also incredible, obviously.
I agree with you on everything, and I'm also going with the original. I thought the beat, I really liked the beat on that, and I think that it was very distinctive at the time, and I think it was also more in who Tribe was and what they were representing. Yeah. I thought the remix, wow, I loved it and I thought it was awesome. I also think it deviated a lot from what Tribe was and what they represented in a way that didn't detract from the song. It didn't make me not like it, but it just didn't seem as natural or as good for them per se. And, you know, Q-Tip obviously later produced for Mobb Deep, so you got to see kind of the darker side of his production. And even with Nas, with One Love, you saw this darker, grimier side that Q-Tip can do very well and has done well multiple times with multiple artists. But I think for the Tribe sound and vibe and aesthetic, you know, I didn't like it as much for that reason. But more significantly, I just really thought that Phife, Charlie Brown, and Dinko D, man, on those three verses back to back to kick off scenario, I just thought were so amazing. And it was just great to hear them, to really get Charlie Brown and Dinko D like a spotlight, and for them to really excel, given that later on we saw Busta Rhymes break out and be a star, and then the leaders in New School went away, and Charlie Brown and Dinko D didn't, you know, fulfill the promise that they showed on the song. And I think that it just really demonstrated, illustrated, and represented kind of the best of what Charlie Brown and Dinko D were about, and I thought it was phenomenal.
Yep.
So there it is, y'all. But that's what Amir and I think. We're both going with the original. What do you guys think of the scenario and its remix featuring the late great Hood? Hit us up in the comment section. Be sure to like and subscribe as well, and share. Pick up your unique access shirt at bighurt.com. And I'm Soren Baker.
Amir, Rahimi.
Check us out, y'all. Let us know what you think on The Great Debaters.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV back with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
There's always gonna be shit happening in the street. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.